Tina, I'm live now, okay? So we're going to be blah, 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 boo. Hi, guys. You know what it's like. Elvis Presley fan on keto. We're still building up our numbers. I'm not expecting that many of you to join us, but I know that a lot of you will watch this later. So we are going to read Anita's book, and I thought what we could do is just have a bit of Anita in the background while we read it. Only a little bit, and I've got enough time, I think, to just read one chapter. Well, I don't know if I'll read a whole chapter, but I'm going to give it a go. So I've done a lot of walking today, guys. I've done 3 walks and a run and weightlifting. So because of it, you'll notice that I've done, I think, 2 or 3 lives walking. We had some brilliant discussions. We discussed why you guys, how you guys discovered Elvis. We also discussed your favourite songs, your favourite decades, whether it was 50s, 60s or 70s. And did you discover it because of your parents or just from watching him on TV, Elvis? And yeah, we've had some fun. And you know, guys, defending Elvis Presley over on, I always point that way. Defending Elvis Presley, I always point that way. I don't know why. Elvis Presley fan on keto, I always point that way. Right, I'm live at the moment, baby. Tangle. Tyler, you want to come and present my show? You sure? You come and say hello and that, like, welcome to my world. Okay, guys. Right, okay. Chapter 3. Chapter 3, Louis talking to himself. Let's do this. Do you know what? When I first started doing my lives, the first week of my lives, I had no one watching. Nobody. I did my lives to myself for a week. Then bit by bit, it started to build up. So, okay, where are we? Chapter 4. I keep saying we're on chapter 3. We're on chapter 4. Let's have a look. Juggling Life with Elvis, chapter 4. And the book is Once Upon a Time, Elvis and Anita. Come on, guys. We're big fans. We all love this book, don't we? This is like, yeah, we love this book. Tina, just turn it down a bit, please. I'm live now. Tina, thank you, my lovely son. Tina is 4. Every afternoon that summer, Elvis called Mama and asked her asked her over to Graceland. Once she arrived, he'd kiss her, put his arm around her, and keep her all at his. No, keep. Come on, Lou, wake up! Right, come on, concentrate. It's very small writing, mind, on this. Hi, Elizabeth. It's just you and me, babe. You and me against the world. The world didn't stand a chance. Let's have a look. Once she arrived, he'd kiss her and put his arms around her and keep her at his side all evening. She was his property, so to speak. Don't forget, it's the 1950s, guys. Remember, the 1950s, things are different. The way men and women were in the 50s was different. And though most of the guys in his entourage didn't know her from a hole in the ground, they were always very nice. Thank you, Elizabeth. For the matter, having all those guys constantly around Elvis when Mama would rather have him for herself. And isn't this what Priscilla also said in her book? Took some getting used to. But the more they saw her, the more they got to know her, and the more comfortable Mama felt around them. In a way, hanging out at Graceland every day was like a combination of living with your family and partying with all your friends. Some days it was absolutely great, other days not so much. Every so often, Mama would bring along her friend Jerry Gunn and her twin sister Kerry and Jerry. And Kerry lived at Collierville, a suburb of Memphis. Sometimes Mama would spend the night at their house. She and Jerry were very good friends. Years later, Jerry Gunn was married briefly to Jerry Lee Lewis. Of course, when she wasn't with Elvis, Mama continued to work at the TV stations besides hosting a top 10 dance party. Now don't forget, she was a self-made woman, wasn't she? She was very successful, a great dancer. She presented this show with a co-host, and it was called Top 10 Dance Party. We know that she turned down a movie contract with Paramount. She was almost like a bit of a DJ as well. So she was pretty full on doing her thing. Is it working or not? She had certain responsibilities to handle each week, such as going to a local high school, rounding up teenagers to come to the show on Saturdays, except on Saturdays when she had been at the station. Tino, no, don't turn it up. By a certain time. Mama had flexible working hours that worked out very well, considering that she often did not come home from Gracelands until the early morning. Tino, come on. Tino! He's being sly. He's turning everything loud. Tino, come on, a bit more, mate. Yeah, you go a little bit more. Go on, just a little tiny bit. Tino Bino. Right, where are we? She was very good friends. Years later, Jerry Gunn was on. Right, okay. And of course, when she wasn't with Elvis, Mama continued to work at the TV station besides hosting the top 10 dance party. She had certain responsibilities to handle each week, such as going to the local high schools, rounding up teenagers to come to the show on Saturday, except for Saturdays when she had to be on the station by a certain time. Mama had flexible working hours that worked out very well, considering that she often did not come home from Graceland until the early hours of the morning. Well, why was that? Why was that? Early hours of the morning at Graceland? What were they up to? Every time Mama went over to Graceland, she made sure that she said hello to Elvis's parents, as well as grandmother, though she knew Elvis liked having her close by all times, even if he was occupied. All right, close by all times. Right, I'm getting it, guys. Even if he was occupied with everyone else, she felt it was only right that she should visit them before long. Elvis knew that if Mama disappeared for any length of time, he would always find her way with one of his family members. Right, okay. I'm just going to get the phone quickly, guys. I'm going to, let's just message a few more people, because I did only message a few. Let's have a look. Let's just message a load of people, see if we can get a few more to join us. Here we are. Doesn't matter, does it, guys? We've got nothing else to do. We can send a few people some messages. Elizabeth's on. Okay, right, let's have a look. Right, let's go on to Messenger. Let's tell Clara Maria, let's tell her, live on Diet. Should we say the names? I just spoke to Joe, actually, at Rare Elvis Photos. Me and him have been chatting. Billy sent me a message. Let's tell Nicola. Live. I always say live diet. Let's tell Deborah and Jean. So in America now, is it, what, about 12 o'clock? Does that sound right to you? Let's tell Emily, live diet. Then we've got Joanne. Obviously, some of you are working, aren't you, I suppose? Stacey, live diet. Cherie, live diet. She's upstairs. You can see her if you want. I've nearly finished now. Let's have a look. Mary, live diet. Okay, let's have a look. I'm getting good at this. We've done a lot of lives today, guys. A lot of lives, right. Okay, well, I think that's it. I understand people are very busy. A lot of you are going to watch this in the middle of the night. Josie disappeared. Josie, where are you? Josie, you've disappeared. Okay, live diet. Okay, right. Wait a minute, let me just make sure. I just want to make sure the laptop's plugged in because it's gone all dim on me. Tells me that it might not be plugged in. I know it's plugged in. Let's check the heating on as well. Check the heating on. Let's check the heating on. It's all cold. Yeah, turn the heating on. Okay, it's on now. Heating on. Let's turn the heating on here. Let's get the room warm, shall we? Alright, dog wants to go out. Go on then. Out you go, mate. Right, so I must have clicked the setting because it's gone all dark on me. Let's have a look. Let's make sure I don't break it. Yes, there it is. Too dark. Whee! That's better. I can see me now. Okay, that's better. Well, no one seems to be joining us, so we're just going to keep going. Okay, where are we? Sometimes Gladys would come in the kitchen. Oh, no, we've missed another bit. Every time Mama went over to Graceland, she made sure to say that she said hello to Elvis's parents as well as his grandmother. Though she knew Elvis liked having her close by at all times, even if he was occupied with everybody else, she felt it was only right that she should visit them. Before long, Elvis knew that if Mama disappeared for any length of time, he would always find her with one of her family members. Sometimes Gladys would come into the kitchen either to cook or just to talk with Mama, while Vernon hung out with Elvis and the guys. This is how she and Mama began to develop a close bond. Gladys absolutely adored Elvis and wanted only the best for him. She was straightforward and didn't sugarcoat anything that she said. While she was happy with Elvis' success in the career, she always worried about his safety and happiness and always seemed happiest before herself and was enjoying himself at home. Mama also began to meet more and more Elvis relatives, friends, and a couple she remembers well was Mr. and Mrs. Nichols. They were good friends of Gladys and Vernon and visited them frequently. Mrs. Nichols bred French poodles. In fact, that's where Elvis would get Mama's first poodle, which he would buy for her in a couple of years. In addition, Mama met Vernon's brother, Vester, along with his wife, Cletus, who was also Gladys' sister. Uncle Vester worked at the front gate at Graceland, and he and Cletus had a daughter, and Patsy, who was Elvis's double first cousin. Mama and Patsy hit it off right away, and they developed a very close friendship. She also met Junior and Billy Smith, both cousins of Elvis, as well as Gene Smith. Gene was the son of Gladys' sister. His wife was named Louise. Mama liked Gene a lot and thought he was really funny. In fact, she says when Gene and Elvis were together, they could have you in stitches for hours. It took off them this crazy made-up language that no one else could understand, but it made you laugh like crazy. The more Mama would laugh, the more Elvis and Jean would carry on with their crazy language. Jean was also very... What's that? Jean also could make the ugliest, weirdest old man face. Haven't we all met someone that can do that, guys? That you have ever seen. And Mama says that it had ever been a talent contest for making ugly faces, Jean would have won it hands down. One night, Jean, Louise and Patsy were hanging out at greystands with the rest of the gang, and then Elvis felt that everyone was in a lull, so he said, "Come on, y'all, we're going out for a while." Soon, there was a caravan of cars heading downtown to Gerber's department store. Unbeknownst to Mama, everyone else, for that matter, Elvis had arranged for Gerber's to be opened up after hours so they could just shop. Sure enough, once everyone was inside the store, Elvis said, "Pick out whatever you want, it's yours." He's so generous, so generous. Now, Gerber was a very exclusive department store at the time, and you can imagine some people started grabbing the most expensive clothes and shoes they could find, but Mama didn't do that. She didn't want to take advantage of Elvis and make him think that she liked him for money. Mama wanted Elvis to know that she liked him for him and nothing else. That doesn't surprise me about Anita. She's just so lovely. Does not surprise me. Thinking back on it, though, it's not sure whether Elvis would have cared if she picked out sacks or items like many others did, or just the smallest trinket. He just liked to buy things for other people. He was always very generous in that way. Elvis didn't like to swim, but even like the water, but that didn't stop him from enjoying his backyard pool. On a hot summer's day, Mama remembers one particular day when after putting... Oh, the dog wants to come in. 1 second, guys. Let's get the dog in. Right, come on then. Come on. Come on. Oh no, the other one goes up now. One goes in, one goes out. Right, you're coming in. Come on, it's cold. Let me get him in, guys. It's freezing. Right, come on. It's too cold for you two. Come on. Come on. There's nothing out there. Come on. Come on. Ella. Ella. Come on. In. Ella. Ella. Come on. She's ignoring me. Right, okay. Just stay out there if you want. She don't want to come in. She don't want to come in. She's doing as she wants. Okay. Let's have a look. Where were we? Right. Thinking back on it, though, she's not sure whether Elvis would have cared if she picked out sacks and sacks of items or just the smallest trinket. He just liked to buy things for other people. He was always very generous. Yeah, so that's one thing I've learned is that Elvis was extremely generous because it made him feel good. It made him feel good. Elvis didn't like to swim. He didn't even like water. But that didn't stop him from enjoying his backyard pool on hot summer days. Mama remembers one particular day when after putting on the bathing suit, she got into the water with Elvis. The two of them splashed around in the shallow end before Elvis got out and sat on the deck chair while Mama continued swimming. After a while, Mama got out of the pool to join Elvis when he suddenly said, "Little, stop and turn around." Mama gave him a funny look. Let's have a look. And like she didn't understand what he wanted to do. So Elvis motioned his fingers, "Just turn around in a circle for me." Mama did just that. Lamar Fike was also lounging around the pool. Elvis said to him, "Lamar, now just look over there. Just look at her." Then he asked Mama to turn around again. "Now, do you see anything wrong with her?" Elvis continued, "Her right hip is just a little bit higher than her left hip. Do you see that? Look at her little bitty feet. Everything isn't everything isn't she perfect. Isn't she perfect? Hi, Carolyn. I'm just having a little quick read for half an hour, and then I'm going to make some dinner and chill out for, tonight. And then I'm hoping, am I in the right, let's get over here. So I'm hoping to do The Faith of Elvis tonight on defending Elvis Presley. I'm hoping. But I just thought I'd get a quick read in on Elvis Presley on Fan on Keto, just quickly before I go and cook, basically. Where are they? Now, so basically, Elvis is embarrassing her, telling Lamar fight how cute she is, basically, how perfect she is. Yeah, man, she's cool, said Lamar. She's perfect. She's hot. She's got a perfect shape. She really is. Woohoo! Mama thought boys will be boys, but she laughed and went along with it. Then she gave them a bow and said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's when Elvis got up from his chair and gave her a big kiss. Elvis also liked to go to the fairgrounds. He'd rent it out late at night after it was closed to the public and invite all his friends. Anyone else who might have been waiting at the gate. He and Mama rode all the rides, the Pippin, the Scrambler, the Rocket, the Bumper, the Bumper Cars, among others, over and over again until she put it. I felt like my insides were shaking out, but she enjoyed the fairgrounds as much as Elvis did. Sometimes he would rent it out for several nights at a time. Though these were supposed to be private parties, somehow the press would find out. So there were always photographs around, taking pictures of Elvis, knowing that Elvis would occasionally let a fan ride along with him, which Mama didn't mind at all. She thought that was nice because his fans thought so much of him and he truly appreciated it. Well, it's heaven, isn't it, guys? Elvis rents the fair out, invites some of the fans, his friends. Come on, can't think of anything better. Having a fair, riding the Pippins. As many times, so much until you feel sick. Hi, Stacey. Let's have a look. While Elvis was out of town, Mama went about her life as normal, going to work, shopping, visiting friends, and so forth, being somewhat possessive. However, Elvis wanted to know when Mama was dating other women. Whenever he went, though, Elvis wasn't ready to settle down, guys. He wasn't ready to have a girlfriend. He'd just become super famous. He wasn't ready. What can I say? She was 19 years old at the time and still extremely naive and gullible when it came to men, and that man in particular. I mean, come on, guys. Are you still there, Deborah? All right, have I gone blank? All right, guys. Have I disappeared? If I've disappeared, I'll just end it now. Don't worry, I'll come back later. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Am I there? Can you see me? I think you might have lost me. I don't know. Oh, well, guys, doesn't matter. Let the dog in. Come on. All right, guys. Okay. So you can see me. Am I here? Am I on the screen? Start when a couple of you say you can see me. All right, okay. All right, I'll be back. Right, so you do see me, right? Okay, I'm going to stop reading now. Just speak for a few minutes. Don't worry, guys. I've got it wrong. You see me, Stacey. You do still see me, yeah? Right. Let me just get the video up. Let's have a look if it's going to work. Let's go back. Here we go. Right, let me turn it up.
Fort Hood. We would drive over to Eddie Fidel's house in Waco, Texas. And they were so nice, and they just loved Elvis, and they just had a room there that they dedicated to him, and that he could go and just do anything he wanted to do. I remember one time we went there, and they had a birthday cake. I think it might have been my birthday. It was in May. And they sang the song, and I got him to dance with me. You know, he didn't like to dance. But he was singing that song, Happy Birthday, Baby, Happy Birthday. They would always fix good food for us to eat and things that Elvis liked. It was just a place to get away from the army.
While visiting Elvis at his hotel, Anita stumbled across a memento from Germany.
I found one letter when I was in California, and it was pressed in a book in the library outside of his bedroom. And when he came home from the set that day, then that's when I asked him about the letter. And in the letter it said, "Please call my dad." No. So when he came in, I said, "What is this letter? Who is this? This Priscilla? You said she was just a child." He got so, and he shoved me up against the closet. So mad at me, just livid. And as I was coming down the back stairs into the kitchen, I heard Elvis say, "I'm having the hardest time making up my mind between the two." And so I just marched my little self right down those stairs, and Elvis took me into the dining room, and we sat down at the table, and I said, "I'm going to make that decision for you. I heard what you said, and I'm leaving."
So sad.
And
isn't that sad, guys?
I remember that I started crying. It was a very difficult decision to make. And I was crying, and Elvis was crying, and he just said,